Let's listen. This is Domonique Foxworth talking about teammates and just the way they're reacting to Baker Mayfield.
What Robby Anderson did is rare. Like, it's so rare that you would see a player do something like that to a potential quarterback coming to his team, especially because they would work directly together. This isn't a linebacker saying no. This is the receiver who's going to have to receive passes from him. And it suggests that maybe there's something more to issues with Baker Mayfield than just his play on the field. Because I can't imagine, given Robby Anderson's history with quarterbacks, that he thinks Baker Mayfield is so far below the rest of those quarterbacks. He's better than most of the quarterbacks that Robby Anderson has played with. For him not to want him to come there suggests that maybe there is something more than just his play. And for Robby to do that publicly and not just like sources say to some sort of insider or just talking amongst his teammates, I mean, that really should catch Baker's attention. I'm not saying that Robby is right or wrong, but at this point, it doesn't matter. It seems like the perception of Baker around the league is one that player or teams don't want him, and a lot of important players on those teams also don't want him. So it's something Baker needs to look in the mirror and address somehow.
And G. Bush, that's timing is everything with that as far as the Browns go and trading Baker Mayfield. You got to wait till he has some value.
And this one is actually easy to see coming. I don't know why people thought this was some groundbreaking, earth-shattering news. I go all the way back to the season, and I even talk a little bit about it. And I never understood this trope in the media. When you have Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry, two of the most likable receivers around the league, two of the receivers look up to those guys. Receivers meet with those guys, talk with those guys. When the narrative was going around that Baker Mayfield was somehow starstruck. He was so starstruck by OBJ, he was forcing him the ball and couldn't get it to him. I said, I've never heard that trope in my life. Never got to it. I've never heard that happen on any other situation or any other circumstances. That a quarterback who was a number one overall pick is shy or he is intimidated so much by a receiver that he can't throw accurately. Can't do it. I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. And when you look at that situation and you look at other receivers, they're going to say, well, if you couldn't get the ball to OBJ, you couldn't get to Jarvis Landry. And Jarvis Landry is now on the market. Now, granted, he's still available in the market because he has a large target price. He wants $20 million, right? But when you have that happen to two receivers, you're not going to be jumping up and down to play with Baker Mayfield because it's a win. For you, it's a lose-lose. If you don't get the football, I don't know, maybe Robby's not running around right routes. If you do get the football, now you're put in a position where if you're looking at it in terms of how many catches you're going to get, I mean, are you going to get a record-breaking year of some sort? So receivers aren't going to jump up and down and play with Baker. That's why I think it's best that he makes himself available and he says the right things. And when you do your press conference stuff and you do the podcast, that doesn't help you out. And that's why I think Seattle went in a different direction.